Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Ooh, let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. I wanna talk about it. Let's talk about it.
Corsicana, Texas. What's up, Dallas Fort Worth? What's up, Houston, Texas? Welcome back to another Tuesday episode of the Burning Coals podcast. We are your show hosts. I go by the name of Mr. Don't Reaction. Give it up. Right there on the side, we got a logo. The big fella would go by the name of Bougie Weirdo. Give it up for Bougie Weirdo. Coming in, she goes by the name of Educated Queen. EQ, get up for EQ. And last but not least, we got the myth, the man, the myth, the legend. He goes by the name of Gentleman Jamal. Give it up for Gentleman Jamal. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. We are the Burning Coals podcast. Here's where we have fire interviews. We have hot topics, burning questions, searing conversations, and we say what needs to be said on this show. So give it up for the Burning Coals podcast. We say thank you, thank you, thank you. So we do have in the comment section, we do have a comment section here. And if you want to be able to comment on the topics that we are discussing tonight, you can definitely put your comment into the comment section, and we will definitely put the comment onto the show, and we will read your comment. Now, we prefer for you to be able to interact with us and to be able to come on to the show. And if you want to do that, we do have 2 streaming platforms right here at the top. If you look on the comment section, you'll see a platform for the YouTube channel, and we also have a platform for the Facebook channel. And when you come on to the show, you can definitely give your shots out. You can definitely, ask your questions, fire off. You can talk with, you can definitely, give us a compliment or whatever. Let the B-Dub know that the Houston Texans had his fire that he got on, man. He rocking it. So, yep. So, but long as you guys be respectful now, you can come in one of us, or whatever. But, for a fact, we shoot for the hip. So please do not be offended, because if you offend us, which is unlikely that you can definitely do it to us like that, but we would definitely get back at you. All right. So now that the ground rules are set, we can go ahead and get on with the show. B-Dub, how are you feeling, my guy, on this Tuesday afternoon, my friend?
Feeling good, man. Feeling good.
Say feeling good. Yeah, I hear you, my guy. I hear you, man. You know what, man? This weekend, for some reason, this was a short weekend, man. Like, it seemed like, when Friday kicked off, next thing you know, Saturday, Sunday just kind of flew by for me, man. Maybe because I just kind of didn't really do too much. I didn't do no chores, no nothing, man.
Yeah, that's
And
why.
yeah, and then you just kind of sit up or whatever, man, not doing a whole lot. I thought I was gonna be able to start my workout regimen, because I'm trying to get back to working out, because I'm trying to lose between 40 and 50 pounds. But B-Dub, man, just getting started, man, just get the motivation to get started. It's hard, brother. It is hard.
Yeah, it definitely can be sometimes. You gotta figure out something to get you out there.
Like, but they say, like, when in order for you to lose weight, they say that most of it is like what you eat. Diet is the main part of everything.
Yeah,
And
for sure.
okay, so with me, I don't mind going out there getting the workout in or whatever, man. But and getting that down. But the eating part is where I lose. I lose big time in eating, because I eat horrible, man.
Why?
Because when them endorphins kick off, on things that you really like I love dessert. I love ice cream, and cookies and cream is my favorite ice cream. I love desserts, and I can eat snacks and stuff like that, man. Uh, you know, chips and stuff like that, whatever, man. And my number one thing that fails me the most is sodas, Dr. Peppers. That's my drink. I don't drink beers. I don't drink liquor. No, none of that. That's the stuff that hurts me. You see what I'm saying?
Do you have all that stuff at home?
No, I took it out, B-Dub. I took it out. But
Okay.
man, I be fiending for it though, bro. Like I'll get up at 11, 12 o'clock and go drive to QT and go give me one of them big old liver blasters in there, man, for real.
So what? I'm clearly I'm no expert because I'm over here having my own battle as well. And with me, my thing is discipline. Is finding that discipline because growing up being athletic, it was never an issue because you was always in shape because you was always doing something. And even after school or whatever, as an adult, if I felt like I'm getting a little bit too close for comfort, because this is what I used to do, and I stopped doing it. I probably should have kept doing it. I never would buy new clothes. So if my clothes start getting tight, I would still wear them, and to me that was kind of like my punishment. Like, now you're gonna have to go out there with these snuggy shorts on. But that would motivate me to be like, all right, let me get out here and go jogging or whatever. Because that used to be my favorite thing. Jogging was like my thing to do. I could get up, go hit 2 miles in the morning, and in a few weeks I'd be good. I'd be back to my clothes, be fitting right or whatever. Be like, all right, cool. But you know, having issues with my knee, I couldn't jog no more. So that was one thing for me because that was like my number one favorite thing to do. So now I can't do it.
Yeah.
And even walking, if I walk for too long, it could be an issue. So then, eating habits starts changing.
Yeah.
All this stuff. It's definitely difficult. I've never been one to look at anybody and be like, oh, they just need to go to the job. They need to do this. Nah, it's tough sometimes, and a lot
Yeah,
of it is
man.
mental.
Yep.
But one thing that I did that helped me out, see for me is chips.
Yeah.
I like literally if chips come in the house, chips get ate. Period.
Yeah.
Like I don't care how big the bag is, I don't care how full I am. If it's chips in the house, they getting ate.
Yeah.
So we don't buy chips no more. And when we do, sometimes for stuff like that, like we'll buy the little individual bags. So
Yeah.
everybody kind of get their own little bag, like say we having hot dogs for dinner or something like that, or hamburgers or whatever. You want some little chips, or we'll buy one family bag with the understanding that that whole bag is gonna get ate for dinner,
Right.
with
Right.
dinner or whatever, and then we don't buy it, because that's my big thing. Chips is
Yeah.
my big thing, but I don't buy them. Only time I eat them is when my wife buy them. Like I said, if we having burgers or something for dinner, and it's like a one-time thing, and then I don't see chips again for another, 3-4 weeks, a month, or whatever. So that's one thing that helped. Fasting has helped me a lot. I lost quite a bit of weight pretty quickly with
Yeah.
fasting, but even with that, eventually you're gonna hit a plateau to where you got to do something extra.
Right.
So what I did now is I went and bought me a bike.
That's what I'm getting.
So
I'm getting. That's what I'm going to get.
that's my next thing. But
Yeah.
obviously with a newborn or whatever, I haven't had time to really get out there and ride like I want to. I get every now and again when I can. If the babysitter's here or something, I try to get out and do maybe 30 minutes or something like that. But now that we're starting to normalize, kind of getting a routine with my son or whatever, I definitely plan on getting out there and getting on that bike. Because that's a way for me. Because since I can't jog, that's a way for me to have that type of activity and is without hurting my knees.
Well, I'm gonna tell you something, B Dud. I'm looking for the next excuse. The next excuse for me is summertime. It's too hot outside. So, well, I guess I'll put
That's
it
the
out to the
best
winter
time.
time.
Get that sweat on, baby. Get that sweat
Yeah,
on.
yeah. It's all mental, man. But yeah, man. It's just I'm trying to find some ways to get back into everything, whatever, man. So I'm gonna definitely get to it. But I envy the little youngsters, man. Like going to the YMCA, you see them little youngsters up there running up and down that basketball
But
court.
they used to be us.
Oh man, I know it, B Dub.
They
It used to be us, man. But shit, I'm like, man, it's a business decision, man. I'm not gonna get out there and rub down no court and let you little youngsters dribble around me and all that or whatever. Because I don't think I'm gonna do. You come to that basket, I'm gonna grab you, I'm gonna yell, I'm gonna do something like that. But I'm not gonna beat you up. You ain't calling me out to no three to try to cross me over and all that. Nah, brother. I'm gonna be on the side shooting, playing horse or pig or something like that. That's the closest I get to it. That's it. Yeah. G-Man, what's up, man? How are you, my guy?
What's going on, brothers?
Oh man, we doing pretty good, man. We sitting up here talking about health and
Don't worry. He ain't in this conversation. We ain't talking to The fit people. This is a fat boy conversation. This ain't for the fit people.
I'm a fat boy. I'm in the fat boy club. What y'all talking
Yeah, nah, you over there with fresh and fit over there. That's what you are. Yeah.
Wait, hold on.
Yeah, you over there with Fresh and Fit podcast, man. That's what you over there, man. Yeah, me and Charles in the big man section over here. Yeah, we were in big and we were shopping at Big and Tall. You know what I mean? Where they got some
emphasis on the big.
You say what?
Emphasis on the big.
Yeah. Where you got some of them nursing looking clothes over there in that section over there. Yeah, everything you look like Frankenstein. Where them clothes be designed over there. We in that section, man. Yeah, so we in the big and small section over there. So anyway, you guys, man, we appreciate you guys for joining the Brandon Coles podcast. My guy Will Melvin, what's up, Will? How are you, my guy? We thank you for joining the show. Melvin said he's fighting that battle too. He said he's been trying to lose 40 pounds for a decade.
we need to start a group. That's what we need. We need an accountability group.
Yeah,
me,
man.
Me, you, and Will. We need to all get together and get some more guys. We're gonna start a weight loss group.
Yeah,
I'm gonna join.
You gonna join?
Yeah.
Hey, have y'all? This is before we get on the topic. Before we get on the subject, whatever, man. Have y'all ever watched that video on Instagram where that man, you know, he's doing all the exercise real fast, and he jumping off and he jumping from one side to side like Wolverine, and he's clapping his arms and he's doing his he's on his elbows.
Yeah.
I'm like, who is he? What is he training for? Man, hell no. You seen that, G man? You know what I'm talking about? That dude, fit brother, man. But he jumped like a frog, and he's on his elbows and he moving to the side, and he you know, doing his Wolverine jumps from one side to the other.
He took it to the extreme because they used to call it groundwork. I have a friend of mine. That's the sad part about it. I have a good friend, a close friend of mine that's a personal trainer. So that tell you how sad I am. I still can't get it together. But he used to do that stuff and post some videos where they be on their arms and flip flopping on. But that dude he took it to a whole nother level. He was wilding.
Yeah, he on to something, man. Yep, yeah, he definitely on to something. All right, so you guys, man. Well, like I said, we appreciate you guys for joining the show. So we're gonna go ahead and get straight into the topic of conversation, the hot trending topics, and then we're gonna go into the main storyline. I mean, the main rundown to later. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it.
Let's talk about it. I wanna talk about it. Let's talk about it.
So, if you guys have been living up on the rock, we're gonna talk about the situation that's going on with Miss B Simone. So, a few weeks ago, B Simone had came out and said something about she don't take showers. Now,
oh boy.
Yeah, man. You know, she said she don't take showers, or she takes showers like every other day or something like that, or whatever, man. And that discussion, you know, with her saying that, you know, people started the trend, and people started talking about like, hey, you know, in questioning like why you don't take showers, and that's the people that saying that she's, you know, they agree with her, whatever, you know, about, you know, her coming out saying that she don't take showers, you know, every day, like so, whatever, man. Where do you guys stand about this situation that's going on with B Simone? I can definitely tell you how I feel about it. I think it's disgusting, it's nasty, and it's horrible for somebody to be openly say something like that you don't take showers every single day, especially being a woman, B-Dub. How do you guys feel about that, man? That's disgusting.
Yeah. Well, hold on. Let's do this. Let's let her explain it in her own words before we give our opinion, so we can all know what's going on.
You just need to be with somebody that you can be yourself with.
Yeah, but then what is the boundary between being yourself and being like, okay?
Because there is a boundary.
I mean?
Yeah. No, there is, because there is a boundary.
And being like, have decorum.
Yeah.
I don't think I'm nasty.
Yeah.
No, not nasty. Oh, nasty.
I know you, so.
What do I do that's nasty, Sarah?
I'm not going to say that.
What? Don't shower every day? I don't shower every day.
I don't think a lot of women shower every day.
Is that nasty?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Is that a normal thing for women, though, right?
It's like
at least like 2 days.
Out of the week?
No, I'm saying like you can miss 2 days.
I mean, yeah.
Like if it's a
max.
Monday,
Yeah, I'm not
you
going
not
no
out-
3-4 days.
yeah,
unless I'm like thugging it.
you'll take a
like-
shower on Wednesday.
But where was you thugging it?
Like,
If you take a shower on Monday, when's the next time you're taking a shower?
Wednesday.
at least by Thursday morning.
So 2 full days. So 3
Monday,
days.
Tuesday. Oh, Wednesday.
That was a Wednesday.
But I mean, a Thursday probably has happened.
Like Monday morning, then Wednesday afternoon.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Like if we're super busy, I'd rather sleep than shower.
B-Dub.
Yeah. So I'm gonna pause right there. There's something after that, but let's go ahead and discuss.
Okay. So B-Dub. So she's saying, like, okay, so what does B, you know what? It don't even matter. You mean to tell me that you saying you wait 2, 3, 4 days before you take another shower or whatever, but as a woman, like, and I'm not a woman, but like you know for a fact, like y'all got these different parts that these women have or whatever. That stuff can get, you don't take care of that on a regular, like, every day or whatever, man, that stuff can end up doing something bad to you. You know what I mean? And I believe it's hygienically, it's gonna be an issue, whatever, man. But you can't miss no 2, 3 days or whatever without no shower, man. That's disgusting.
You ought to see your face right now,
man. To B-Dub, I can only imagine, bro. If that was your lady or whatever, man, and she ain't took no shower in 2, 3, 4 days, whatever, man, and you start smelling this, how can you tell? Is there a nice way? Is there a nice way for you to sit there and tell your lady that, man, how can you be nice about that if that's your lady?
Hey, shower waiting on you.
There ain't no nice way. She gonna be offended by it, B-Dub.
If it's to that point where it's there's a smell, like, hey man, go take a shower. But I mean, I get what she's saying, like real busy and stuff like that. But the same could be said for men too. Hold on, hey, hold on now. I'm just saying about being busy and for her. But men, we had that problem too sometimes because it's hot down there now. We don't have as much going on as women, so it may not be an odor per se, but it still could get bad for us down there if we ain't keeping ourselves hygienic.
It's a difference between an odor and a stench. That can be a stench. You know what I'm saying? Women got some stuff down there, bro.
Oh,
that thing, yeah, man, that thing don't get.
I'm not advocating for it. Trust me. I'm just saying I get what she's saying. I'm not saying I agree.
I can deal with if I had to choose between an odor and a stench, that stench is hard to get out, bro. You know what I mean? That odor, okay, you can go and get that taken care of, whatever, man. But that stench, that's something it's almost like it's in your nose hairs, man.
And beyond that, just it could create like issues like bumps and scabs and other types of things.
G-Man, go ahead, B-Dub. G-Man, what's your thought about that, brother? How you feel about that, my guy? How about them Cowboys? Yes, sir.
Shout out to B-Dub. No, obviously personal hygiene is very important for either sex. I say I would assume, especially for a female, but that may not be the appropriate thing to say. But you want to turn off a guy quick, let him smell something. I don't care how fine you are, and y'all spend a smell over with. So you gotta be careful when you listen to people talking this and that. Okay, you make it slide by a day without it and do it the next. I don't know. Depending on what you're doing. But if you're going to work, you should have a fresh outfit before you go to work. If you're going to go and hang out with friends and all that, you're going on a date and all this stuff, you didn't show better have a fresh. Now, if you took a whole week off, right, you're going to be at the house all week and you took a shower Sunday and didn't take one Monday, took one Tuesday, that's your business. You don't have to see nobody have to smell you, interact with you, that's your business. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, I think that's kind of, I don't, to each his own.
Go ahead, B-Dub. You finna say something?
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure most people, like, you come home from work one night, maybe it was a light day at work, you didn't particularly do too much, and you tired. You're like, you know what? I'm gonna catch that shower in the morning, or like G-Man was saying, you know, if you off work for a couple of days, you at the house, but you gotta remember the businesses she's in, they mobile all the time. They constantly moving because that's how they make their money. You know, these influencers and comedians and things of that nature, these entertainers, if they sitting still, they losing money. So they constantly on the go. Even musicians, you know, sometimes you got 3-4 shows night after night after night after night. So it probably get like that sometimes. I read a story one time. Beyonce went like damn near 2 weeks without eating and didn't even realize it.
Yeah.
So I definitely get what she's saying, but yeah, I think you just got to make time, or at least a whole bath or something. You got to get it in there some kind of way.
I'm about to say a little bird bath, but that's another word for the whole bath.
Yeah, you know.
You got to hit those critical areas.
The hot spots, as they
boy,
say.
Oh, you know, it's boy. As soon as she take them underwear off, she barking down there. It's a loud bark there down G-Man B-Dub. It's a bark down there, boy. Oh man, you better not have no lemons. You better not have cut no lemons up and put it around there, boy. You can see steam everywhere, boy. Yeah,
smell like $1 million onion, huh?
Boy, oh man, it'd be rough, man. So yeah, man, nah, B Simone, I ain't with you on that. You know, that's your business, whatever, man. But I have to call you a hero for you to sit there and be openly, you know, talking about that and you know your hygiene situation. Because nah, man, if I was on the show, man, I know for a fact my face would have been turned up and look at you kind of different, man. So
yeah, I commend her because you know she took it like a champ. She added it she to some of her shows. I guess she do comedy shows or whatever. And she kind of added it in there and talked about it, and then her and old boy did this little skit here, kind of making fun of the situation. Check that out real quick.
Desi, what are you doing? Desi, come on, man. What are you? All this water and soap.
You know exactly what I'm doing. You know what I'm doing. When the last time you took a bath?
I took one today.
No, I'm talking about when the last time you took a bath? Everybody hitting me up, talking about, oh, this what you like. Oh, you like your cat stink. No, I don't like my cat stink. I promise they'll never smell you again. They'll never smell you again.
Okay, you wasn't saying that last night when you was down there.
I probably was drunk, and I ain't have no time to smell anything.
Okay, well, I took a bath today.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, really? But why you doing this? Why you want to be so different? Why you talk about all 9 to 5 niggas, but you the one that ain't taking a bath? Little stink.
I took one today.
Did you?
Yeah.
But when was the last time you took one?
The last time. Okay, today's Thursday, so Wednesday, Tuesday, Monday. Okay, if I took a bath today, my next shower will be on Sunday. Come on, Desi, we gonna be late.
You need to take a bath.
Oh, that's funny. That's funny. Yeah, but the B and B Simone stand for Bad Simone, bad Simone. Yep, bad. That's why our date's gonna be at Bath Body and Beyond. That's what we're gonna take her on a date. That's what we're going. But anyway, so that's that. So the next topic we got to discuss. We got to talk about what's going on with Mr. Jamie Foxx. So Jamie Foxx has been hiding under the radar, and there's been certain speculation that's going on with Jamie Foxx about his health situation. And you know, he has some family and friends that speaking on his behalf, but Jamie Foxx has not openly came out. He hasn't done a video. Nobody knows exactly what's going on with Jamie Foxx, but a whole lot of speculation. And it's coming to a point to where this has been going on now for the past 2 months, 3 weeks, 3 weeks or something like that. And nobody had heard anything or seen anything about him at all or whatever. So you know, it's raising some red flags with over, man. So B-Dub, G-Man, with Jamie Foxx situation, you know, what are you guys' thoughts about everything that you've heard or been keeping up on thus far? Is it concerning to you guys?
Definitely concerning, and you know, prayers out to him.
Right, right.
Because I can't really speak on what I've been hearing because nobody's been saying too much of nothing. I did see something today alleged, and this is all alleged because obviously he has not himself spoken out, and I haven't seen anybody from his family, any of his representatives. We keep seeing these posts that allegedly come from his camp or whatever. But I saw something today saying that he got to learn how to walk again, and so it's crazy. But it's very interesting because Jamie Foxx is a very outgoing person. He's a very honest person. He's always kind of lived his truth or whatever. So the fact that he's not saying anything is definitely concerning because it makes me believe that he's unable, and I definitely hope that's not the case. And just send prayers out to him, and hopefully, we'll hear something soon.
You know what, B Dub? I think I look at it from a different set of lenses or whatever. I don't believe the fact that he's unable. Maybe this is the time to where he's at his moment, he's going through what he's going through, and he just don't want to talk about it. You know what I mean? He preferred to kind of just like, okay, let me deal with whatever I'm dealing with, and
Could be.
when
Definitely could
when
be.
it's time for me to actually let everybody know what's going on and what I've been through, and probably doing, how they do those little behind the scenes footage and taking pictures and videos and things like that, put a collage together on where you started and how and where you ended up at now, whatever. So you might be trying to do one of those type of things or whatever, knowing Jamie. But I just believe that maybe it's just like, hey, look, you know what? I'm going through something. I'll accept you guys' thoughts and prayers. But as far as like me, just coming out, being vocal, or coming out on social media and let you guys know what's going on, I rather for you guys to speculate. But I'm not gonna confirm nothing right at this moment because, I just want my time to deal with what I'm dealing with and try to find a way to heal fast. That's how I look at it, B Dub. And
That definitely could be the case. I hope that's the case.
me too. Me too. Me
You
too.
know,
Yeah, I hope that's the case as well, man. So I'm like you, B Dub. Definitely thoughts and prayers are with Jamie Foxx and whatever it is that he's going through. I pray that everything works out for him and his family, and for him to get back healthy and strong, and back active and doing what he do. So I definitely will go that route to say that. G man, how you feel about it, my guy?
Um, obviously, you want what's best. You hope that all is well with him. He's a Texas brethren, super talented, one of the most talented guys, you know, ever. And sometimes you just say nothing, right? I think his daughter made a post not too long ago saying he was playing pickleball some time ago and he's fine. Who knows? Nobody's seen it. But do you have to see it, right? But that's celebrity life. But if it's not, it would be kind of settling for a lot of people if you just say, "Hey, y'all, I'm fine, I'm good, I'm just dealing with some stuff. See y'all when I see y'all." Because a lot of people are concerned about him, genuinely. But it eventually come out. Whatever time it takes, it'll come out eventually. But that just shows, that's puts on display how much we consume other people's celebrities' lives, right?
Right.
If that was you, either one of us, like, unless nobody would care as much. But it's Jamie Foxx. He's a celebrity, whatever, and nobody even knows what actually happened. They keep that real tight lipped. So I will say,
right.
his team is super tight because people just know he had an incident. He was in the hospital. Nobody knows even when he got out what happened, right? That means you got a great team. And for whatever reason, they withholding this and that and the third. It always comes out in the end. But at the end of the day, I just hope that he's fine. He can return to a normal life.
Right. Because G man, because you said something about his team is concealing this thing real tight, but you got these conspiracy theorists out there or whatever, man. They've put trying to connect the dots with pretty much everything they can think of to try to solve exactly what's going on with Jamie Foxx, whatever, man. These guys are all over the place. I've seen everything from him knowing something about P Diddy being
Yeah,
involved in
I
in
heard
the
that.
situation or whatever, exposing P Diddy with him being gay and things like that. To I heard there's something about COVID,
Allegedly.
allegedly, right. I heard it was something about COVID, that he had took the jab. Oh, I'm sorry, he had took the jab, and now he is, that he got a setback from that. Uh, there were some other things that they had said, whatever. So you got everybody, you got a lot of moving parts when it comes to speculating about what's happening with Jamie Foxx, and
As long as they talking, right?
Right. Yeah. Right. Right.
As a celebrity, all publicity is good publicity.
Right. Right.
Because they
Well,
talk. Your name is, he was trending without having to do any. I mean, as long as they talking, why stop him from talking? If I was him, I wouldn't say that either. Especially if
right.
I'm really ill. I'm like, okay, I'm trying to heal. I ain't thinking about none of that y'all talking about. Keep talking. And then I'll pop up fresh and dope and, back to my old self. But ultimately, you want to be talked about if you in that field. You want to be, more people talk about you, the better it is for you. So the conspiracy theories just kind of help builds the brand for them, right? So it's cool, it's fun. Ultimately, like I said, I just hope that he's healthy and this man has a family and stuff like that he has to get back to. But we got so many conspiracy theories about everything that happened. So that comes with the territory.
It does. Right. The next thing we're going to talk about here before we get to the main ingredient here is another hot topic. Corey Holcomb. Y'all know the comedian Corey Holcomb. Well, Corey Holcomb, he is discussing everything that's going on with Will and Jada. And he has went really, really hard on Jada Smith and how he believes that Jada Smith is the witch, and she is trying to find many ways to make Will Smith look like the S word that you shouldn't call no man. And I ain't gonna say it to him whatever because I don't know the brother's life. But Corey Holcomb, he has made it real clear how he feel about Will Smith, and also he put Mr. Steve Harvey in that same category with some of the things that he's done as well. So Corey Holcomb, he don't have a filter when it comes to being super disrespectful to some people that he just do not like at all or whatever. So B-Dub, G-Man, how do you guys feel about how, I say reckless because that's Corey Holcomb. He speaks. Some of the stuff he says is funny, is entertaining, but at the same time, though, man, you teeter-tot with being super disrespectful when it comes to calling out, a man's how you feel about that particular man, how he live his lifestyle, and so on and so forth, or whatever. What do you guys think about Corey Holcomb and some of his antics? G-Man or B-Dub, go ahead.
Well, that's his brand. His brand is over the line. The line don't exist. And I know he's not trying to be. I don't think he's trying to be. I think it's just coincidental. And they were close friends. He's kind of a Patrice O'Neal type comedian, where whatever's on my mind is coming out, and it's no holds barred. But Patrice was a little more subtle and cerebral with it. Corey Holcomb is just straight, well, I don't care what you say. So he just, but that's what it is. I mean, we all see it, man. Come on now. We see it. We talked about it. Everybody talked about it. Maybe not to the extent that he has or how he has, but we see what this woman is doing to this man. But at that same token, Will Smith, a grown man, he rolling with it. So what really can you say? If he gonna allow it, he gonna run with it and let her do him dirty like that. I mean, that's their business.
But here's the thing though, B-Dub. See, a lot of these celebrities, they say stuff to people they know who they can say stuff to. You know what I mean? You won't never hear them say nothing about Jay-Z. They won't do it. You know what I mean? If they gonna say something about Jay-Z.
I think Corey would.
I don't know, B-Dub. I mean, I don't know, G-Man.
I think Corey would.
A little bit. I think Jay-Z got some people that can probably touch him. You know what I mean? And they can touch him in a different kind of way, bro.
But
they know
they can
do that too. Huh?
What can they say? That's the other part of it too. It's not people just saying stuff. It has to be something for them to say.
Right. Jay-Z ain't moving goofy out here.
Yeah, he keep his circle tight. He moving a certain type of way.
Right.
Okay.
The worst thing people ever said about Jay-Z is that he done some friends dirty in business. But,
right. Okay. But he could also. But I haven't heard Corey talk about P. Diddy neither. You know what I mean? He could really roast P. Diddy on some stuff. But I ain't never heard him go after him. You know what I mean? So you
go after everybody.
No, but I'm saying, but you pick and choose on who you want to go after, though. You know what I mean?
We all do.
He could openly just go out and go after P. Diddy, whatever. But I believe that P. Diddy might be up to the point to where, you know what? Let me kind of watch what I say.
Everybody goes after P. Diddy. How many people have called P. Diddy the word that we won't mention due to policy and procedure? But hey, a lot of people go after P. Diddy. P. Diddy ain't sending no goons to nobody. Come on, man.
Hey, P. Diddy is the people that he got bad business with is going after him. You know what I mean? All his artists and all that is calling him out because they, you know, he done set up some bad.
All of them wrong, or is P. Diddy wrong?
You say what?
So is it him or is it everybody else?
Oh, P. Diddy?
Yeah. I mean, if everybody's saying the same thing.
Right, I'm just saying though. I'm talking about as far as like who's going after him. It's more of the people that work with him or that he's done business deal with, calling them out. I don't see nobody outside of that calling out P. Diddy with. You don't hear nothing about no Rick Ross going after him. No, none of these people that's supposed to be up there going after him, whatever, man. Because I believe these people know, you know,
they move together. They're in the same industry. Yeah. Corey Holcomb is a comedian, right? That's his job to do stuff and say stuff like that. And he don't have no filter. I don't think. I think he will go after anybody that he feels that needs that work. It is what it is with him. But he has such a cult-like following that he don't have to, you know, he don't have to censor himself because he's like, you know, just like maybe a Chappelle, somebody like, you can't counsel me because I still have enough of a following to where I can say stuff. And the truth is the truth, no matter who tells it.
Yeah, I agree with that. EQ, what you think about what's up? How are you, EQ, on this Tuesday? How are you?
Hey, boo. Hey.
Yeah, we doing pretty good. So EQ,
I'm good.
So EQ, so we were just discussing some hot topics before we get ready to get into the trending topic. I mean, before we get into the main topic. Mm-hmm. But what we were just talking about was, you know, Corey Holcomb, the comedian, he has came out and said some really, really super disrespectful stuff about Will Smith and Jada Pinkett situation, how he feels that Will Smith is the ultimate S word, the super S word, you know, it rhymes with pimp, you know, but he calls him that, all right? And he said that Will Smith is the witch. And he also talks about Steve Harvey and everything that's going on with Steve Harvey, how Steve Harvey is married to a D-boy wife and his wife.
Is it true?
I don't think these people would make these allegations or these accusations if it wasn't true or partly true. I don't think. I'm not just going to attack you if you've done nothing to me. And I mean, yeah, I know comedians have joke. They tell their jokes and they take jabs at people, but some of this stuff is I believe is true, and maybe they feel that this needs to be exposed. I don't know. I don't know. We don't know what all goes on behind the scenes. You know, all we know is what we hear and what we see trending on social media. So I don't know. It could be true, but I mean, but why would they go after Diddy and Steve Harvey and all these other people?
Yeah. Well, G-Man said, you know, G-Man and B-Dub was saying that it's Corey Holcomb's brand. He is one of those cutthroat, rough, rugged comedians that don't have a filter, and that's his brand, that he does go after people, especially when you put your business out there in public.
Right.
If he need people like that.
Yeah, he gonna get you. That's just
okay. All right, and I agree with Corey Holcomb. If you put your business out there, then you deserve all the smearing that you're gonna get. Because some things should be left off social media. Some things should be said at the table, not in the public eye or whatever. But hey, I don't know.
And
I like
let's
Corey.
Be clear. Could Will Smith be considered the S word in a lot of circles?
What S word y'all talking about? Y'all know I'm a little special.
Simp.
Oh.
Yeah.
Could Will Smith be considered simp? Yes.
Yeah.
Somebody could consider him simp based off of the actions of the current.
Yeah.
And it was Steve Harvey's current wife, the ex-wife of a convicted dope dealer. Yes.
Yeah.
So, I mean, he may say some stuff. I don't know the clip, so I'm not speaking on that. But I mean, is it true or not true? And is it funny? Is it not funny? He's a comedian. Ultimately, his job is to get you to react, to laugh, to engage, because he does have a podcast, 5150 Show. He
Yeah.
has a following, things of that
Yeah.
nature. So he's doing his job,
But,
right? And I
but-
can't get mad at him doing his job, but he's consistent that way, right? It's not like he this and he tiptoes around this and confronts this. No, he goes after it all. So I got to respect him. If nothing else, respect it, right? And again, is it true?
yeah, but but when you call a man the simp, that's almost like slapping a
There
man.
are
That's
simps. There are simps in this world, Mr.
I agree.
Know-it-all. I'm sorry.
I agree.
Newsflash. There are simps in this world. There
I
are
agree.
simps. So
Yeah,
if he
I
says
agree.
this guy's a simp in his eyes, that's him giving them a simp. You may not see Will Smith as a simp, right? He says he does see him as a
I
simp.
think go ahead. Yeah.
So
Yeah, I was gonna say it depends. It depends on your definition. By the general consensus, most people's definition, you would probably agree with it, because if you're looking at it, he is consistently doing things to uplift, uphold his wife, and put her in a good light, and she has consistently done things the opposite for him.
Right.
But yet he continues to provide for her and support her and do all of these things.
He like his lifestyle like that.
But Corey Holcomb, he's a reporter or observation comedian. Like, you have different types of comedians. You got set up punchline, set up middle punchline comedians. Boom. You have storytelling comedians. He's one of those observations. You see something and you talk about it. It's the way that he talks about it, I think, is what created his audience, and how people some people, just are attracted to how he puts the information out. Some people are focused on the information. Is it true? Is it not true? I haven't
Will
seen
Melvin
anything
to
yet
call
to
up.
dispute it. Huh?
Tell Will Melvin to call up.
Will Melvin, you heard Jamal. Call on up to the show, my guy. Call up to the show. Hit that streaming platform at the top there. Come on and ask a question, my brother. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. Don't be scared at all.
Bougie gave a very accurate definition
Right.
of what a simp, a general definition of what a simp is. I agree with him. So if you don't agree with it, call up.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with what B-Dub said as well. That was a good definition about what a simple is. So I definitely agree with that 1,000%. So, but man, but Corey Holcomb, he's definitely raw, and he's definitely putting out there, and there's no holds barred when it comes to him speaking his mind about any situation. Does he go over the line of disrespectful? I believe he does. You can't change my mind about it at all.
As a comedian,
you say it again.
They there to push the line. Like, you have to have line pushers.
Most definitely.
Like B-Dub said, you got storytellers. To me, Dave Chappelle is excellent, like the ultimate comedian storyteller. He tells the greatest stories.
I agree.
And he's gonna say it despite what is gonna come back. You have to have those kind of people. You have to.
Okay, so on that same energy, do you think that dude Kramer, when he called that man the N-word at the show, that's over the line? Do you think he was wrong for that?
Okay, so now we're talking about racism and all this other stuff. I can call Pam.
Watch yourself.
I'm saying if I'm your man, I can. Hey, that's my baby, right?
You better.
That you can't call her that because you don't have a relationship with her.
Right.
So people say, well, somebody can use the word so everybody can. No, you can't. Because if you walk up to my old lady and call her what I call her, and then this is going to be gone. So Kramer doing what he's doing is not. I mean, anybody can get on stage and start spouting anywhere. That's not comedy. He's not telling a story. It's no lessons, no allegory. Chappelle he's teaching, like he's confronting real situations, right? And he's saying stuff. It's not, he's just getting up saying disrespect. And Kramer, it wasn't even funny. At the end of the day, Chappelle is funny. It's real art. It's a real art to it. But you also got, and you also got to, like these people, you let a racehorse run, right? You got to push the envelope. You tell me where Chappelle just came out and was just like, I'm just gonna come out and be super disrespectful to somebody I don't like or a group of people I don't like and walk off the stage. apples to oranges comparison, in my opinion.
Okay. Okay. B Dub, what you got?
Yeah, I don't. I agree with everything G-Man said. Like the context of it, you know, if he was just telling a joke and that was a part of the joke and the joke was funny and it wasn't really directed at anybody, then I would say yeah, absolutely. We can't be hypocrites. He should have that creative license to do that. But it was a specific joke. It wasn't funny. The context of it was bad. It was just a bad situation.
Yeah. EQ, you good?
I'm good. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. All right. Hey, you guys, we want to say thank you guys for joining the Burning Coals podcast. We do this every Tuesday, 8 o'clock p.m. Central Standard Time, right here on YouTube. So we want to say thank you for joining. And make sure you let your friends, family members, and let your enemies, even your enemies, let them know exactly where to go for nice fire content. We do have Mr. Will Melvin in the house. He did uh, comment, so we're gonna read some of his comments as well. So he said that the conspiracy theory about Diddy is a little strange. To be allegedly the Rainbow Crew, he sure does get a lot of just saying. Right, yeah. And he also said Corey Holcomb's audience is mostly low vibrational thinking people. So he sticks to the topics of gossip, relationships, and buffoonery. Wow, okay, okay. And then he also said he have a question for the panel. What is your definition of simp? And B Dub definitely answered that question as far as like being a simp. But Mr. Will Melvin, the invitation is definitely open to you. We definitely love to have you on your show. Call the show and tell us your thoughts, opinions about whatever it is you want to talk to us about, especially when it comes to certain topics that we talk about, discuss, whatever. So we definitely love to have you on. All right. So this is going to be the final topic for the night. And we're going to have to discuss this situation because you see in the topic, we talk about don't mess with Texas. And the state of Texas had came out with a vote, and there's two vote. What B Dub? Can you give me more context about that, my guy?
Yeah, so we got SB 12, Senate Bill 12, and Senate Bill 14, and they both passed on Thursday and went to Governor Abbott's office, and he signed off on them. Now, Senate Bill 12 is geared toward performances. So originally, it was specific toward drag queen performances around minors and nudity. But it got rewritten and they kind of opened it up and generalized it a little bit more. So any sexual act or here let me read it for you. So it says where is it at? Where is it at? Erotic, lascivious, abnormal, unhealthy, degrading, shameful, or morbid interest in nudity, sex, or excretion through the languages of interpretation in front of a minor. Or at a public location. So basically, they were aiming at schools. As we've seen here recently, there's been a few different uh, situations where teachers or schools or whatever have invited people from the pronoun community, specifically drag queens, to come into the schools and perform for the children. So this is kind of to prevent that from happening, right? But they made it open that any public place or any child or minor under the age of 18, anyone found being sexual or all of those things I just described around a minor, you could be fined up to $4,000 and do a year in jail or both. And if you are a business that allows it or has someone perform in front of children, you could be fined $10,000. So that's SB 12. Now, SB 14 is a little bit different. This is more specific to the community, right? So what it is, it's a ban from any person, medical or non-medical, from performing any type of gender-affirming surgery or prescribing any type of hormone blockers or gender-altering medications to children, regardless of whether their parents agree or not. So those are the two bills that were just recently passed. Obviously, it's a big issue for people in the pronoun community. Um, And it's a hot debate. I had posted something on my personal Instagram, or reposted something rather about it on my personal Instagram, and the comment section just went bananas. Uh, as you could probably imagine, a lot of people split on both sides. A lot of people are definitely in support of it, but there's a lot of people, mostly liberal, feminists, people in the community, pronoun community, obviously don't like it. They say they're being targeted. It's creating an unsafe space. And, people talking about moving out of Texas and blah, and all this and that and that. So that's what's going on right now.
But it's a
They
double.
not moving out of Texas. They was talking about critical race theory, so don't move.
Right.
Don't move out of Texas now.
It's a double-edged sword. You feel like you being targeted, but the people who are against it feel like they being targeted as well. So I don't have a problem with SB 12 or SB 14. Basically, from with reading between the lines here, just a short version of it is basically they don't want the kids to be taught sexual acts and stuff like that with the pronoun people inside the schools, and they're protecting the kids from and SB 14 is they're protecting these kids from going up under the knife and changing their sex and things like that or whatever. You got to be 18 or older for them to make that type of decision or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have no problem with none of that at all, man, because at the end of the day, like I said earlier, it's one of these type of things right now is, yes, I understand that they feel like they, that the pronoun people feel like they're being targeted, but there's a lot of people that's not okay with their kids have to be this have to come up on us, or and you pushing this stuff inside these kids' faces or whatever, man, because at those particular ages, kids are very impressionable, and you're telling a young child when they see this type of stuff or whatever, man, and you're sitting up there and telling these kids that they're confused about, or they shouldn't, you can be a dog, or you can be a cat, or you can be a woman. Come on, man, you can't do kids like that, man. I think it's just very, very disrespectful to try to supersede how a parent that's raising their kid the way they want to raise them, but then you come and put this in front of them and supersede on how a child is supposed to be able to, supersede the parents on how they raising their child. I just don't like it, man. I got a big time issue with it, but with the SB 12 and 14, I ain't got no problem with it, not even a little bit. And I'm glad that something is being done about it. And you can be mad, but you just gotta deal with it. EQ, how you feel about it?
Y'all ain't bringing them people and them rainbows in my classroom. I'm just letting y'all know, and my child cannot watch that mess. And I said what I said because that goes against my religious beliefs, and I do have the right to exercise my religious belief, because that should be up to the parents if they want their children to learn that. You bringing in a grown man to entertain children, that's sick. I mean, if it was any other type of situation, it would be deemed as pedophilia. So why is it now okay? That's sick. I'm sorry. If you support that, that's between you and your God. But to me, that's sick. And it should not be taught. Our kids need to learn how to read and write before they sit here and watch somebody in drag. I mean, I'm just saying.
The views of the first lady do not
I
necessarily
stand on my
reflect
I was waiting on
those
get on my last
the Burning
nerve. I'm
Coals
watching some
podcast.
drag right now. I can't stand him. But no, I just think that should be a parental decision. And I also think, with them pushing these, body part changes, let the kids grow up first. Let the kids, make that decision when they become adults. Don't push this mess on them and try to make them think that they should be something else. I mean, y'all, I'm sorry, but to me, this is sickening. Ugh.
So let me ask you guys this while we sit here talking about it. So Mr. Dwayne Wade, he has apparently he has moved out of the state of Florida because they are not agreeing with, some people are not agreeing with how he's raising his family with his son or daughter. What I don't want to be disrespectful, but how he's raising his child, and he's moving out of Florida allegedly because of they don't agree with his lifestyle and how he's raising his children. and everything that's going on with, the state passing this bill here, with, with the transgender thing and with kids having, sex changes and stuff like that or whatever. Dwayne Wade has pretty much said it's okay with him that his son now is a female, that he don't have no issue with it at all. But the state of Florida is saying, hey man, get out of here with that, and you need to go somewhere else with it or whatever. So he's been open about it, saying, that he will not be anywhere or live anywhere who does not respect his decision as a parent to be able to make this, to able to, I guess, make his son be the best version of himself. That's how he put it. How do you guys think about that situation? To each his own. I just think, in my opinion, no, go ahead, G-Man. Go ahead.
Well, he can't stay nowhere in the South.
I would say clearly he ain't moving to Texas. Yeah, but the DeSantis is now he is kind of wilding out over there in Florida. He's because he's been attacking a lot of stuff. He actually passed a bill that affects Greek, Black Greek life with the CRT thing. He's been passing a lot of stuff with banning CRT, a lot of anti, or I say anti pronoun community laws or whatever, which I don't think everything is anti. Like even with the Texas thing, it's not about, none of it is about who you are, how you live your life. The point of it is give children the opportunity to make to get old enough, grown enough, smart enough, developed enough to make their own decisions, because children are impressionable. You can't put smoking ads in anything that's related to kids magazines, kids movies. Why? Because kids are impressionable and it could lead them to smoke, right? There's a lot of things that kids can't do because they're impressionable and they don't fully understand, and they're not fully developed. And we're okay with saying no to all of that stuff, but you want to go and tell a child who's learning themselves, who don't really understand who they are yet, still trying to figure it out. You want to go and say, no, you're this, you're this, you're this, you're this, and it's and that's what it is. It's not about a community. It's not about none of that. But my thing is this, and I'll leave it there. First of all, a lot of this stuff, regardless whether it's Dwayne Wade, whether it's Joe Schmo at the supermarket, if you stop pushing it in front of people, nobody would know your business. Like we could all live our lives peacefully and just be who we are. You can't force something, and then you're trying to force it, and then you're backing people in a corner, and then when they push back, you're saying, "Oh, you can't force me to." Well, you started it. Because why do we need burlesque shows in an elementary school? So right. If that's the case, then why not have Brian Pumper and Superhead go perform a show in front of the kids? It's art, right? Porn is
views art. Of bougie weirdos do not reflect the policies of
why can't the neighborhood drug guy go and talk to the kids about alternative lifestyle? That's the alternative lifestyle, is it not? I choose not to work a 9 to 5. I make my money this way. Why he can't go talk to the kids about his alternative lifestyle? Since we got to respect everybody. That's the whole claim that the guys that they use is respecting everybody. Respect the drug dealer. Let him go talk to the kids.
Right. Yeah,
why do we let Chester go talk to the kids? Why he got to be on the list? Why he can't go talk to the kids?
Yeah,
we can teach the kids. Or we can teach the kids the curriculum and leave it right there.
Right. Why is that so hard to do? That's not hard to do.
Teach them reading, writing, arithmetic, all the basics, and whatever you do in your own personal life, your own personal business, you make that decision outside of school. I don't think the school should be a setting or a platform to preach any of that. I'm not saying you can't, hetero or homo, it doesn't matter. I don't want
Exactly.
I don't want an elementary kid learning none of this.
Well, but see here,
Learn how to 1 + 1. That's what you do and go on to the next grade.
Here's how they see. But see, here's how they crack. Here's how they leave a crack between the doors. You know how they leave the window up a little bit, because when you start having, dads at school, or you can be who you want to be. You start bringing these educational people in, with these kids at a young age. At a young age, we in school, you'll see a doctor or a police officer or a fireman or something like that or whatever. So the alphabet community is looking like, okay, well, what's the difference between what you guys are doing with these different, you can be this and you can be that, we should be able to say, hey, we can, if you want to be a transgender or whatever the case may be, you want to be Juana, man, you can do that.
I can answer it for you. That is not a profession.
That's not a profession.
You can't. There's no such thing as a professional transgender. That's a life choice.
Yeah. Hey, I agree with that. But what about watching what's the name of RuPaul and all that or whatever, man? They make it professional. They making professional drag queens and stuff like that, whatever, to get paid to be a drag queen. You see what I'm saying? Because once you start
you're a professional performer. You are a dancer or a comedian or that. That's not. It's a profession. There's no profession to say you're a professional drag queen or professional drag.
Right.
You may happen to be in a profession and happen to be transsexual, but you can't say I'm going to grow up to be a drag queen and get paid. No, that's not how it works. So that's not comparison. We're talking about getting these kids ready for employment and education, and not your preference or whatever you choose to identify. I don't care what you identify. You still got to go to work.
Right.
No matter what you decide to identify as, you still gonna have to earn income. That's what you need.
But you can earn income with being in drag.
You can earn income through a lot of ways. You
right.
Go ahead and
So again, go to my point. Okay, why don't y'all bring in some OnlyFans models? You can make an income on OnlyFans.
Make income off of that.
Would you promote that to your son or your daughter? Hey man, you get older, you can do OnlyFans. No.
Yeah.
But the thing about it is, here's the difference, because that's a fair point that you're making about drag queens, because it is a profession technically. But here's where it differs. If you go back in the day, most drag queens were actually straight men. It really was a thing. Well, actually, most is probably not true, but a lot.
I'm about to say that's a stretch. That'd be the
man.
But no. But I'm saying that.
I mean, a go Inspector Gadget arm stretch.
No. But here's why I'm saying no. I watched the documentary. This is some years ago. I watched a documentary about how it got started and back during when drag was really big during the 70s and the disco era. And that's what they said. A lot of men, they interviewed a lot of men that had wives, kids, was straight up like, no, I don't do none of that funny stuff. This is just how I make my money. But most is probably incorrect. But a lot of them, I'll say that. A lot of them
that's not a profession. Men. Just because you dress up in drag does not get you paid. You have to go up there and sing or dance. So that is the profession.
Right.
Being dressed in drag is not a profession. The profession is I'm a singer, dancer, some kind of performer, and I so happen to be in drag.
Correct. So, and that's why I was going with that. If you had like straight men that was laying all of that out there, like, hey, I went to Juilliard, I want to be a dancer, whatever, and this opportunity came up and it actually turned out to be a good opportunity for me, and I made that type of stuff. That's one thing, but you're being very specific by bringing specific types of drag queens into these schools, and you're talking about other things beyond drag, or just being a drag queen in general, because like you said, that just being a drag queen is not a profession. If you have some type of talent and you use it for that purpose, then okay, yeah, like RuPaul uses that, but he is the talent, comedian, dancer. He did all these other things before he became RuPaul. He just used his talents in that way, and that's how he got big. But so that makes it different.
But can you guys see how technicality technicalities how you could actually get inside of a school because we sit up here having a round table
But not in
discussion
Texas, you can't.
about. I heard you, but hey, we got a guest on the show. Hold on, Mr. Will Melvin. What's going on, my guy? How are you, my friend?
What's up?
Hey,
What's up?
pretty good, pretty good. I was driving, so I felt like I should just pull over and give my 2 cents.
Already, man. We appreciate you for joining the show, man. We think you're gonna do it, man, but we extended the invite to you, brother. And
And I
man, we
was
just
I was
we
I was
say
working,
thank
so
you. Oh, you? Oh,
I,
yeah.
yeah, I was working, so I was kind of like I was listening while I was working, so I was like, man, I gotta chime in on this. So, uh,
What you
the
got
way I
for us?
kind the way I kind of look at it is when it comes to this whole the whole transgender alternative communities, you kind of have to let it play out, but then also you have to be willing to and be able to vote with your feet because that's what they did with that Budweiser thing. They put that transgender stuff out there and they said, "Oh yeah, we're gonna be hip. We're gonna be ahead of this stuff," and people weren't having it. See, back during the 60s and the 70s during the white flight, ever noticed when the white people were moving further out into the suburbs, they were real quiet about it. They weren't vocal. They weren't because the thing is you give it energy when you're shouting it down. You're giving it energy. What you do is you just quietly you just quietly just walk on off and you take the power away because it's the numbers. See, when they bring it into the schools, if you take your kids out of school or and start homeschooling them, taking them to other districts, things like that, you take the power away because the power is in the seats, the butts that are in the seats. But they don't tell you that. They want you to be focused on oh the minor issue. The real issue is you have to vote with your feet. You cannot sit here and just shout everything down because then you just look like a hater.
Right. So, well, Will Melvin, answer me this, okay? I got a
Mhm.
comeback question for that. So, what if you in let's say for instance you in a low income type of category there, and your kid going to a public school, and you don't have the money to be able to put your kids in homeschool. You see what I'm saying? Because
Mhm.
a lot of these low income schools, a lot of these income areas are getting really flooded with that type of they pushing that agenda and narrative
Yeah.
on a lot of these kids whatever, man. So if you can't afford it, what would be your answer to that?
My answer to that is I would check out what those families did in Baltimore, what those families did in Philly. They all put their resources together and it was maybe I want to say 20 families got together, pooled their resources and started homeschooling the kids themselves. You have to take matters into your own hands. As far as money, that's no longer an excuse anymore. We have to move. We have to make moves because you can say, well, it's just me, but I mean, what if you had a neighbor that's in the same situation? Now it's two adults now you guys can bounce ideas off each other. See, you're not in this alone. There's other people that think the way you think in your own neighborhood. But yeah, they've been bringing that stuff to us for years because think about this. Where were the first gay bars in the black communities? They've been doing this for years.
Because we accept and embrace anybody and any.
Everything, because we
Anybody,
believe strength is in
everything.
numbers, but strength is in strength, not strength is not in the numbers. It's in strength,
Right.
just strength. Because think about it, the small hats they make up what less than 3% of the population.
Yep.
What kind of power they got? They can
Right.
turn all this shit off,
Facts.
Right. Right.
all of it. You
Right.
say something about them, your lights go out.
Happy 4th of
I
July,
All of a
guess.
everybody.
sudden, all of a sudden, the lights start flickering. You thinking Candyman's in the house or something. You know what I'm saying? You can't say nothing about them. They be
Leave it
like,
to
they
Right.
waiting. They be
Right.
they be waiting. Go ahead. Say it two more times. Come on.
Right. Yep.
The
Right. Right.
terminology small hats is not.
it's so scary. You get on my nerves.
Right. Now
Happy 4th of July.
yeah, you definitely correct on that, Melvin, man. We yeah, you definitely hit some facts across different
Sure.
But
things
y'all
there.
know
Whatever.
what? There are even some charter schools that kids can go to all online, free of charge. So
Absolutely.
the resources are available. If you can go spend $1,200, $2,000 on a Gucci bag, you can invest in your child some homeschool. I'm
Mhm.
sorry, we can't. We got to know how to put our money where it needs to be in the right places. And one thing we have to do as parents is advocate for our own children. And if these schools,
Absolutely.
because public school systems, I'm a public school teacher, I can tell you it's on the decline big time.
Right.
And so people better come on and get something, get a plan together and be like those families, like you said, in Philly and Baltimore or wherever, and jump on that homeschooling um plan, because a lot of homeschool kids have a better success rate than most kids
Yep.
in public schools. Now they're not exposed to all the foolishness, not just the drag, but you're talking about drugs in school, weapons, gangs, you name it. They're not, the classroom environments are not being distracted by children who can't read and write, other bad,
Right.
misbehaved
Right.
kids. So it's a great advantage that people need to look into. If I could do it all over again, my daughter would definitely would have been homeschooled. But
Right.
G,
Right.
I understand you couldn't go to homeschool. You had to wear your helmet every day. I get it. It's not good.
They
Mr.
still
Will
wearing
Melvin.
it. I'm still wearing it.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Will
That's my
Melvin. So
boy.
you got anything else you want to add with us, my guy?
So I asked that question earlier. What's y'all's definition of simp? Mainly because I want to kind of gauge, because in our community we tend to have these terms, and we have a broad stroke of terms, and the real meaning gets kind of lost in it. So I just kind of wanted to see what you guys' all of you guys' all definitions, and to see if it's all kind of on the same accord.
Did you hear Bougie's definition?
Kind of didn't. It was. I think he said like an acronym or something, right?
No.
No.
B-Dub.
So basically, what in regards to Will Smith, I was saying like he's always putting his wife, supporting his wife and doing everything to show her in the best light and be a good man for her. And she's kind of doing the opposite for him and running him through the mud and getting him in these situations where he looks bad, but yet he just continues to take it and to continue to support her. So that's most people when they call him a simp, that's pretty much what they're saying. Or for any guy, if you basically letting a woman do you dirty, but you continuing to treat her the way she's supposed to be treated, and she ain't treating you the way you supposed to be treated, but you allowing it, then you're a simp.
Gotcha. Because, coming up, we've always had our own definitions and stuff, and it was like the guys that basically was like overly romantic. That's basically what a simp was. When I was
Oh,
coming up, because we
oh,
had
over.
we had
There's
different.
nothing
Yeah,
wrong with romance. There's
No,
nothing.
nothing wrong. Yeah, nothing wrong with old man.
yeah.
No.
Nah, but you know what? That's a good point. That was kind of a thing back in the day. When dudes try to be hard. I ain't buying no roses for no woman. I kind of do remember a time like that where that was
When you
a
were
thing.
kids,
But yeah,
Yeah.
that's kind of in our culture right now. Because I mean, that
when you
whole
adults, you better be buying
that
something.
whole. But you gotta remember that whole what you call it, the Mac and all them back in the days, that kind of ruined black relationships, because now everybody think they're a pimp now. Like every time you talk to a man that's over like 50 or something like that, he'll be like, oh man, I got a good life, good wife, but back in the days, I was a player. I said a
Yeah.
player. I had him. I had one in the house, one in the roof, one in the trunk. Every,
Hey,
you
you
know what I'm
want
saying? He was
you
a
want to
player.
know
Wow.
you,
You
you want to
playing
know
some
an expert over men over 50 is First Lady EQ.
Uh, and it's like
You gotta be
I
glad
always
we got
felt.
a guest on the show tonight. I would let you have it. But I'll deal with you when he get off of here.
What's it?
Go
Go ahead,
ahead.
Will Melvin. Go ahead, my guy.
But I always felt that was real problematic when we had the older generation kind of leading us astray. So now we had this kind of like, I'm 40, so uh,
You gotta
it,
understand something,
I'm a
Will. Back, it used to be uncool to eat the poom poom. Can I say that?
yeah. I
Right?
remember
That
that.
was a time where you couldn't do that. That wasn't
Uh-huh.
cool. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's a lot of stuff that,
Holding hands.
all
Remember?
that, all that. You know,
You gotta walk a couple steps ahead, that kind of stuff.
right?
To show you with her, but you ain't really like, we
Everybody
ain't,
dressing alike. You know, it's stuff
we ain't doing that.
that's interchangeable, that came, went, whatever.
Right.
But you know, that's the difference. Like we say, when you're a child, you think as a child,
Right.
and then when you learn, like, okay, you guys, it's not being romantic, right?
But the problem is we tend to reminisce about those old days, and then that's what we talk about when we talk to the younger
yeah, the
generation.
bad old days.
That's the bad. That's the bad part.
Yeah.
And
They're
so
really
that
bad old days.
so we tend to like recycle the same stuff, because now you see these kids, they talking the same stuff, and sometimes I'll be in a grocery store or something like that, and I walk past some teenagers and they'll be talking some stuff, and I'm like, dang, that's the same type of shit we used to talk about.
Yeah.
That's
But you know
same
what,
dumb shit.
Yeah.
But you know what though, man? But you can't knock these older people that want to reminisce about about some of the crazy stuff or the good times they had, whatever. Especially, if you've been, I ain't gonna say that, whatever. But I was gonna put my foot in my mouth, man. But no, but
He's about to talk about Freaknik.
I see you in that documentary.
Yeah, but
he was doing a handstand on the motorcycle.
Right. But you want, those memories, those moments that you had back in those days that you'd be like, man, this was, those are some good times, whatever, man. You want to kind of, get, feel just for that. I don't care if it's for like a few seconds or just a few minutes or whatever. You want those type of moments to feel good about. Man, you know what? I used to do this and X, Y, Z. You know what I mean?
I don't know if I can agree with that, because I don't want my son repeating my bad habits.
Thank you.
Right?
Please don't do
That's
that.
the main thing.
Please do not do that.
No, hold on. No, I'm not
the outcome.
You talking about fun? Like, we did stuff that we thought was fun, but when you look back at it, you be like, that was dumb as hell. But it was fun.
I'm not talking about doing like having that conversation in front of your kids or whatever, or your nephews. What I'm talking about, like your homeboys or something like that. Sitting back in the cut or whatever, drinking or doing what you do, and having that type of discussion, whatever, without it overhearing to phoning out to different kids or whatnot, man. You want
now,
your moment like that, man.
If it's just grown men talking, but this is the only thing that I would say. If we're gonna have that conversation and reminisce about the fun dumb stuff we did, we need to end the conversation talking about how we progressed and how we gonna go even further.
Thank you.
That's my thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, if it's adults, okay, cool. But a lot of times, like Will was saying, we say stuff. We say stuff at the family reunion, at the get together, where kids are in earshot and they hearing that stuff. And some people were saying it. Man, I done heard guys tell they children directly, like, boy, you better hope you was good as I was when I was out there, because I'll be on them things. Like,
right.
Oh, like what?
Yeah. That's a disservice. We doing a disservice if we teach them that.
Because the black community suffers from the cool uncle and cool auntie syndrome.
Oh man, the funkle. It's called the funkle. Yeah, the funkle and the
dude that come by and be like, give you a little whiskey, give you a little joint, set you off your way to addiction, and then set you back 10 years trying to figure the shit out.
G-Man. That's G-Man. That's G-Man. Got G-Man written all over that. Yep.
You right about that.
I got a few dollars for you, man. Come on over.
You definitely right about that too, man. We do suffer from that, whatever, having the fun uncle and the fun auntie and all that or whatever, and then the grandmothers don't want to be grandma, they the grandmother now, and then you got
nobody's grandma no more. They
call me Big Pappy or whatever,
Right, you got 3 generations of clubbers. They all in the club at the same time.
Yep. You're absolutely right about that, man. So yeah, we definitely suffer on that. But you know what? We're gonna have to bring it up.
No, don't do that. Don't do that.
We're gonna bring that up. We're gonna bring it up in a future topic, man. So we're gonna definitely, definitely stay tuned for that or whatever. Because we're gonna definitely put a show together where we're gonna just definitely discuss about some things like that. Because we definitely need to put it.
For a relationship show.
Well, Will Melvin, man, we appreciate you for joining the show, man. Thank you for your insert, brother.
Give him a round of applause.
Applause over there.
Yeah, I wanted to sneak in one of the shows early, but I just couldn't get to it.
Right.
Right when I tuned in, I was about to wrap up, so I was like, man.
Yeah.
I'll try to see if I can get it next time.
Right, man. But yeah, we definitely
Appreciate you.
glad
Appreciate you,
that you
sir.
joined, man, and
Thank
you
you,
know, you
thank
gave
you.
us your thoughts and your opinions and your views, man. So we appreciate it, man, and you know, continue to support us, man, and watch us, man. And like I said, we just continue to just to put some information out there, brother. But we thank you, brother.
Thank you,
Absolutely.
sir.
All right, Will, give it up for Will Bevel one more time, you guys.
All right, man. Appreciate
Yeah.
you. Appreciate y'all.
Man, that was Will Melvin, man. He came on to the show and did his thing, brother. So we're gonna go and get ready to close the show out tonight, you
Wait a
guys.
minute.
Let's go
Hold
ahead
up.
and
Before we close this show,
yeah.
no, why you sound like old preacher over there? We want to welcome to the church.
Yeah.
If you don't stop sounding like you Reverend Ura or something.
I didn't realize I was doing
We want
all
to
that,
welcome to Greater Podcast Baptist Church. Deacon
Yeah.
Melvin. I'm just messing with you.
That's all good. It's all good. But go ahead, y'all. Let's go ahead and give our closing remarks so that way we can put this one in the books here. The EQ. Go ahead.
Hey, life is short, ladies and gentlemen. Live, love, laugh, forgive.
G-Man.
Nobody told you love you today? We do.
Foolishness.
It ain't nothing you can do about it.
B-Dub. B-Dub, you there?
He done went to go.
Do something
He went to go
today
look
that your future self will thank you for.
And the burning coals give you the bag moment is, hey fellas, ladies and gentlemen, make sure you watch your kids. Make sure you raise them, raise them according to how you want to raise them. And if you don't agree with what's going on when your kids are outside your presence, do something about it, because just like Will Melvin said, the strength is in strength. You know what I mean? So I definitely believe in that as well. And now that you got the bag, what are you gonna definitely do with it? So that being said, we are the Brandon Coles Podcast. We just say thank you guys for tuning in and joining in for another episode of the show. I go by the name Mr. Know It All Reactions. We got our guy B-Dub, Bougie Weirdo. We got the first lady of go by the name Educated Queen. And we got our guy, Gentleman Jamal. We say thank you guys. We say so long. See us for episode number 56 next Tuesday, same time, same channel. Say we love you guys. Peace.